Hi there, I'm Angella Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. But we have to start the show talking about what everybody's going to be talking about for probably the next weeks, months to come. The Oprah, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry interview, right? I'm sure by now you've at least heard about it if you didn't actually see it. First of all, can we just mention that Oprah is the queen of getting all the interviews? But when I was really thinking about it, who else would they sit down with? Barbara Walters doesn't do it anymore. Does Diane Sawyer even do it anymore? No, but Oprah did. And Oprah asked the questions that we all wanted to know. And I love how that she was on top of things, like when somebody made a comment, she went back to it. Wait a second, what's the relationship like with your brother? It was a crazy interview. It made Meghan Markle look very, very likable. But the thing that I took away most from it was that Prince Harry really loves her. And it almost seems like he thinks his mom sent her to him, which is kind of adorable. If you believe in that stuff or don't believe in that stuff, it's adorable that he thinks that, and that's all that really matters. But there's so much to unpack from that interview. I'm sure the tabloids will be covering that for weeks and months to come. Apparently, they would not have been able to leave if it wasn't for the money that Diana left Prince Harry. And of course, what's probably going to take over the headlines is that someone in the royal family was questioning the baby's skin color, which is crazy to think about in 2020 or 2021, but that's where we're at now. We're gonna move on past that, but there's a lot there. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you take a look. Now, this weekend, it's time to spring ahead. Daylight savings time starts this Sunday, March 14th. So before you go to bed on Saturday, make sure you move your clock ahead 1 hour. Yes, we're gonna lose an hour of sleep. But guess what? We're gaining an extra hour of daylight, and that's all that matters in the world. So I hope that you are like me, and as the daylight hours have been kind of expanding, I notice I'm a happier person. Like sadness in the winter sadness is a real thing. So an extra hour of daylight is great news for everybody. That means after work, maybe you can go outside for a walk or, just sit outside and read a book. Whatever it is, that extra daylight is going to be excellent. So I'm willing and excited to give up that hour of sleep. This week also marks International Women's Day, a time to celebrate women's achievements and raise awareness about equality. The first International Women's Day took place over a century ago, 1911, which is crazy to think about when you think that women didn't really have a whole lot of rights and other things until much after that. This year's theme is Choose to Challenge, because a challenged world is an alert world, and from challenge comes change. You can learn more about the history of Women's Day, this year's theme, at internationalwomensday.com. And then later on in the show, I'm gonna go to Rung for Women. This is something that I actually didn't know about in St. Louis, but this is going to be huge for women of all ages, actually. And I really encourage you, especially if you're a woman, to stay and watch towards the end of the show. They're able to kind of help guide you in what career might be best suited for you and help make those connections, because we all know getting hired is a lot about talent, but also a lot more about who you know. It's just a really great all-inclusive thing, so you're gonna have to stay tuned and watch that. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. The Cardinals home opener is now just a month away. I am so happy. I'm the sports girl, right? I love when sports are coming back. And I'm also happy to tell you there will be fans in the stands. At least a few, all right? We're not gonna be full capacity yet. They're gonna be opening the season with a 32% capacity, which would equal just under 15,000 fans at Busch Stadium. Now that might look a little weird at first because we're used to seeing 45, 50,000 people inside Busch Stadium, but it's gonna be nice to have fans in there. And of course, there are gonna be safety policies in place. The home opener is set for April 8th against the Brewers. Tickets for April are set to go on sale soon, so keep a lookout. out. Season ticket holders will have first dibs at those first 2 home games. You can find a full list of the policies and protocols for the start of 2021 season at cardinals.com/back@Busch. And just before we start, can we be like, go Cards? You know, why not? Let's get started early. Now, just last week, the Cardinals revealed the 5 players nominated for the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame. The nominees are Steve Carlton, Keith Hernandez, Matt Morris, Edgar Renteria, and Lee Smith. Now, just one of these players will get on to be the 2021 Cardinal Hall of Fame inductee class, and that's where you can come in. You can vote on who you think should be inducted. You can vote now through April 17th. The player with the most fan votes will be inducted along with the 2020 class during a ceremony in this August. You can view the ballot and cast your vote at cardinals.com/HOF. And here's something fun, especially considering now we're going to get an extra hour of daylight. The riverboats at the Gateway Arch will set to sail a new cruise season this weekend, starting with the St. Louis Riverfront Cruise. Take in amazing views of St. Louis and learn about the history of the mighty Mississippi and the Gateway to the West during one of these hour-long cruises. Specialty cruises and outdoor dockside events are set to return later this spring. You can find a list of all their springtime cruises and events and plan your next adventure at gatewayarch.com/riverboats. I love going there. I took my niece and my nephew there a couple years ago for Santa, and they certainly loved it. So even the little guys really like those riverboat cruises. Now, while you're out at the riverfront, make sure you stop by the Gateway Arch. You can save big on a tram ride to the top tickets on special select value days throughout March and April. Now, if you have the America the Beautiful National Park Pass, you can save even more money on those special value days when you visit Monday through Thursday. You can view the 2021 pricing calendar and see this year's value days at gatewayarch.com/buy-tickets. Now, while we wait for the first season of Major League Soccer in St. Louis, still 2 years away. I know it sounds like it's getting farther and farther away, but now they're on track. We're getting a new look at the team's downtown West Stadium district, and it looks amazing. In addition to these 3 practice fields, an elite training and performance center, City has just revealed plans to add a team store. Well, we knew they were going to have a team store, but they're also going to have a fan pavilion and club headquarters at the campus located south of Market Street. All of this makes St. Louis City SC one of the few professional U.S. sports teams and the only MLS club to have its team headquarters, practice facility, training fields, and stadium all in one central downtown location. I think that alone is going to make it a spot to at least check out, right? Everything should be finished in 2022 and plenty of time for the 2023 inaugural season. For the latest updates on the stadium, the team, and to follow along, check out St. Louis City SC on social media or visit them stlcitysc.com. A couple of weeks ago, I told you guys about the zoo's baby rockhopper penguin, remember? They were needing help choosing a name for the new chick, and the public was invited to vote on the 4 choices selected by the bird keepers. Now, after more than 36,000 votes, they have the results. Are you ready? The winner is Opal. And if you recall, when I told you about this, I told you to vote for Opal because Opal was the best name. Everyone agreed with me. Opal is the winner. So soon, Opal will be reintroduced to her rockhopper family at Penguin and Puffin Coast. You can learn more about Opal at stlzoo.org/rockhopper chick. Now, that's a lot to say, but you definitely need to go check it out. I'm excited. So when she's really reintroduced, I'm definitely going to go check her out. I mean, I feel like I helped name her, so I might as well go see her. Now, this is the part of the show I teased in the earlier part of the show. This is going to be all about Run for Women. So this is going to help women kind of get everything. You know what? Just watch what I saw. have caught up with Leslie Gill, the president here at Rung for Women. Now, I know you guys opened the building about a year ago, but for someone who maybe had missed that, can you kind of explain to us what Rung for Women is?
Yes, so Rung for Women is an organization that was created to help women elevate their lives through accomplishing personal and professional goals.
Okay, so how are we going to do that? How are we going to accomplish those goals?
Each member will be matched with a coach, and their coach will be their accountability partner. They will spend the first 6 months of their Rung journey really establishing those goals, determining what they want their family action plan to be, and really what do they want to be when they grow up. And from there, they work on personal goals, so maybe there's a fitness goal or a nutrition goal or a career goal. Each member will have a career goal, and that can mean she wants to grow in her existing career or find an entirely new career path. We really want women to take the time to do that deep introspective work to figure out what drives them, what motivates them, what brings them joy both personally and professionally. And from there, we will help them explore career pathways that really match their interests and match their skill set.
That's so huge. And there's also a place for childcare for your members.
We know that childcare is obviously a big issue for women, and we wanted to make it easy. So we provide child watch. So while mom is here or guardian is here working on themselves, investing in themselves, their children will be safe and supervised. We provide daily grab-and-go meals so that mom and family can eat. So, it's not like, oh, I got to rush home and cook dinner and do homework. All of those things can happen right here. And, of course, at no charge to the member. So we don't like to say free because there is a significant time investment, but no cost, no financial cost for the member.
Wow. So when somebody wants to sign up to be a member, what are some of the top things that you need from them in order for this to work?
So we really need intrinsic motivation. We are looking for women who are ready to change their lives, and they're intrinsically motivated to do that. We provide the support in the community, but we cannot do the work for them. And so intrinsic motivation, I would say, is the top criteria that we look for. Then there's minimum age 21, 6 months of work history, stable housing, and identify as a woman.
So I feel like that is wonderful. How can somebody find out more information, get involved either as a mentor or a member?
So our website is the best resource, rungforwomen.org, RUNGFOR women.org.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now we have the founder of Run for Women, Hogan. It's so nice to have you here. So you got to tell me, what was your thought process behind this establishment?
Yeah, so for me, I grew up in a family of all women. We actually haven't had a boy in my family in like 3 generations. So I, of course, have a kinship with women. And so when I thought about opening a nonprofit, I thought about how could I do something with women and for women. So when I opened the boutique back in 2010, it was really about dressing women for their jobs, but also creating some kind of community where we could all come together and feel sort of a safety and friendship with each other. And after having that for a few years, I realized that there was much more that needed to be done for the women of St. Louis. And so that's when I did the research and figured out what I could do to help them really get out of crisis and stay out of crisis for themselves and for their families.
And there's so many different components to Run for Women here. There's, the eating healthy or the working out or the creativity. Why are all of those things important?
Well, we believe that real progress and sustainable independence is a holistic process. You can sort of work in one part of your life and then that part will improve, but then, as women who have so many things going on at one time, when one thing's going well, another thing tends to not go as well. So if we could sort of approach it from a holistic perspective and hit all of the services and all of the ways in which women need help, the hope is that after that, then they can stay on that path.
So how long is a class, I would say, involved? As long as they need?
So we would anticipate this being probably a 3 to 5 year commitment. Also considering the fact that a lot of women have families and other jobs, so they're not going to be able to be here all day, every day. So it's going to take a little longer to do it, but it's really going to be up to them.
I like that it is up to the person who has joined up to kind of, have that motivation to get it done. But then how are you pairing them with people to have a good mentor or someone to look up to?
Yeah, so the first person they connect with here is going to be a coach that is assigned to them. They are required to do a 6-month coaching process. Partially because this demographic is not used to coaching. It seems like it's a bit of an extra thing, which they don't really get a lot of extra. So we are requiring them to do the 6-month coaching program, which is not counseling, but it's merely just a way to introduce them to the possibilities of things they can do. They can talk to employers, they can also do other services here as well, but it's really about them learning about themselves. And we go by the philosophy of we're not going to do it for you, we're going to help you do it for yourself. And that takes a lot of time.
The garden, why was that important to have here?
I think the garden, I think healthy eating is intimidating. I think for most people, including myself, it seems complicated and not really good and really inconvenient. So this is really the way to show women that it doesn't take a lot and you can actually have gardens at your own home that can provide food for you. It saves you money in the long run. But it's also about not just learning about the food, but figuring out what works well together and also learning, having a talent. So this could end up being a hobby for you or something else that you decide to do on the side.
And there's also a place to work out here?
Yeah, so we have a full gym. So Fit and Food Connection, who is one of our partners, is going to be working on training and classes, and then they're going to sort of overlap with the Collective STL, which is going to be doing yoga and mindfulness. And then Fit and Food is also going to be working with Urban Harvest to sort of connect the food we put in our bodies as well as the exercise we need to be healthier. And the gym is open all the time, so you can sign up for a class, you could use it for yoga, you just can jump on the bike for 20 minutes if you have a meeting coming up. It's just, a convenient way for women to get in a workout whenever they can. And we have showers in the locker room here as well, so they can get it all done.
We've been talking a lot about the coaching that happens here, and I have the director of coaching, Joani Alsop, here with me. Thanks for having her. Can you kind of fill us in on what coaching is for this first class?
Sure. Someone made the analogy that it's like the old stage coaches to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. That it's really a partner with somebody to help them think about what it is that they want, not listen to all the voices in their head that say, well, you can't have that. Who do you think you are? It's like, nope, get rid of those. And really participate with somebody as a thought partner in that journey, helping them think through what it looks like and feels like when they get what they're looking for, the purpose of that in their lives, kind of clearing out all those old experiences that might get in the way so that they can really arrive where they want to arrive and live the life that they are dreaming of. That's really what we want to help them with.
I kind of almost feel like everybody could use a little bit of coaching in their life. So when this first class gets here, to walk them through the coaching, you're going to kind of help them along these 6 months kind of figure out where it is they want to go, even if they don't necessarily know where they want to go?
Yes, some people may have a clear vision of what they want and just have experienced some challenges in getting there, so we can help them work through some of the challenges and help them tap into their resilience and their passion for what it is that they want. And some people may kind of be confused and have kind of lost sight of what it is. One of the first steps we really want to help people with is get in touch with that place of passion and excitement, the vision that they have for their lives that along the way of, especially this last year of all the hurdles we've all been through, getting back in touch with what's important.
So you're kind of a life coach almost during these 6 months to kind of help everyone figure out for themselves what they want to do and what would be best for their family.
Yes, it's really, we're the life coaches, and then all these other co-design partners as well as our career services are really there at the end of the journey, at the end of their journey with us, to really start picking up that career piece and really fully fleshing that out. For some women that may be just a few month journey, and for some women it may be a several year journey depending upon the path that they choose for themselves. So it's exciting that we've got partners to kind of take the baton and go the next leg of the journey.
And you would, I would assume, agree that women have different challenges than men typically have.
Oh yeah, I mean, the world is set for men. All the systems and standards really are based around men, especially white men. And so everybody else kind of tries to make the systems work for them, and oftentimes ends up questioning themselves, like, what's wrong with me that I can't make this work? Well, the system was not designed for you. It's not you. And so really kind of helping people to get clear on what's important for them, and hopefully as we empower women and others, we can start to change the systems in ways that work for everybody. Don't disadvantage people, but help them work for everybody.
Now, I know they said they already got a lot of applications, but they are still accepting applications. And I really do, after I went there, I could really see how this could benefit women in general. And so if you're one of those people who, thinks you maybe need a little bit of help or a little bit push in the right direction, why not apply? It's not gonna hurt anything. Now, after you do that, make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can always drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.